What's happening everyone, TeddyPay here and welcome to another stream of mine. Today we'll be looking at one of the games that I actually played with my friends, so hope you enjoy. This match will be between blue team and red team. The blue team has Malfurion, Tigers, Nova, Joanna and Sergeant Hammer, while on the red team has Nova, Muradin, Fausti, Nastibo and Jaina. So our team is pretty balanced with the blue team. There is Malfurion as the support, we have a tank, Joanna, and 2 DPS and 1 specialist, while the enemy team has no support with 1 tank, 3 DPS and 1 specialist, Nazibo, who will be ending up trying to push forwards, but also taking part in team fights as well. And so this map is one of the spider map. So in this map, we will be actually trying to collect gems dropped by the creeps going around, and we have to turn in these gems so as to spawn 3 big spiders on each lane so as to be able to push the lane. So if you're looking more into lane pushing, we actually have to try our best to turn in the gems and ensure that the enemy doesn't turn in the gems as well. And so we have Nova, Joanna and Sergeant Hammer going to the middle lane. We have Tigers going to the bottom lane, while the red team has Jaina going on the top lane, Nova roaming, Nazibo and Muradin going to the bottom lane, and Fauci apparently gonna get a free farm with Tigers not exactly moving. Okay, now it's moving now. Okay, and it seems like might be going to be a little clash in the middle lane, of course, because in the middle lane, we will actually try our best. Joanna tries his best to capture Nazibo with the red tagging good from Furion, but misses, and Furion has to retreat all the way. He's taken down very shortly. Luckily with the growth, and with Joanna peeling off Muradin from Furion is managed to live. On the top lane, it seems pretty peaceful with Sergeant Hammer, with Nova roaming around, trying the best to find the timing to take down Sergeant Hammer for the team. Maybe let's look at talents for both teams. We can see that it's pretty standard from Furion going to reduce the innovate cooldown, Tigers going for the overkill, standard DPS build, Nova increasing her stack damage, standard DPS build, Joanna taking Night Stake Spawn, standard DPS, and Sergeant Hammer, not exactly a very standard build. We're actually trying to go for a tanky build. Let's see how that happens. Nova's going for the ambush snipe, Muradin going for the block, Fauci going for the range of barrel roll, which is not exactly a very commonly picked in Hero League, but then again this is quick match as well. Nazibo going for the Death Ritual, standard build, and Deep Chill for Jaina, which is a standard build as well. So right now, we can see there's 1 hero down on both sides with a relatively even EXP level, so let's see how the match goes. So right now, as you can see, that's not exactly bad things happening on the map. It's more like you have to collect the gems first before the spiders actually come down. So the timings for each map, the timing for this map is not exactly fixed, and there's no random spawn timings for bosses or anything. So you can see Joanna trying her best to zone as many heroes out, trying to bravely take down 2 heroes as one, but of course to no avail. She has to retreat with 9 gems. With 9 gems in her inventory, she can't afford to die, because once a hero dies, the gem actually drops, and you have to try your best to make sure that doesn't happen. So we have now 4 red enemy heroes on the red team heroes on the top lane, and we have Nova roaming around trying to take down red team heroes as much as possible. So it's pretty interesting to actually see 2 Novas on the map. They are actually not laning at all, and they're trying the best. And we managed to take down the enemy Nazibo right now. And Tigers is right, because if the blue team doesn't lane, red team will actually be able to soak as much EXP as they can, allowing them to, as you can see, a huge level advantage right now. And there might be a huge clash, Malfurion and Nova trying to take down the red team Nova, but Nova manages to get to safety. Malfurion might potentially be running into 3 heroes. Joanna trying her best, using that healing Muradin down. Muradin jumps to safety, but Nova is in trouble with very low HP and will be taken down by Joanna from the blue team. Sergeant Hammer doing very well, actually allowing the zone, creating the siege mode to zone, such that blue team were able to be turned in their gems. Tigers trying to take down the Falsi. Falsi manages to barrel roll to safety, which is, when a barrel is one of the coolest skills. It's like a mini blink, and it allows Falsi to get a safety and also give them an extra shield, so it's definitely a very useful skill to have. Right now we can see that Jaina has 18 gems, which is quite a lot, and we have to make sure that no harm befalls on the Jaina, which is pretty hard to do, seeing that there's a Nova in the team who is roaming around, and so it might be a bit dangerous. And I mean, she knows that as well, and Jaina's trying her best to turn in the gems right now, which she does. So right now, the blue team is in the lead, not leading. The red team is in the lead with 44 gems and 31 gems for the blue team. So whoever reaches 50 gems first, turning in with these eggs over here, will spawn 3 spiders on their team, which you can see shortly afterwards, because it's really close. It seems like there's going to be a spider one time. Nova gets taken down by both Jaina and Nova. It seems like their burst damage is really a lot, and Nova doesn't really have a high health pool to start with either. So Joanna and Malfoy are doing a very good job zoning both Muradin and Nazebo out, with Joanna trying the best to take out as many heroes as they can. But Joanna, Malfoy is taking under heavy siege, with Muradin actually jumping in to try to target Malfoy. So Muradin actually knows that Joanna's strength comes from Malfoy's healing and allows them not to be taken over. Or they actually spot the enemy red team Nova with the blood image, and Tiger's trying to take down Nova, but Nova gets to safety as fast as possible. Muradin is actually getting trapped and sandwiched by the team, but they managed to get a safety, and it just seems like the red team has managed to turn in 50 gems, and they were able to spawn 3 spiders coming down from the 3 lanes as seen here. So the spiders will be trying to be pushed down the towers on all 3 lanes, and it's the blue team's job to actually try to defend their fort from the spiders' onslaught. So you can see that most of the blue teams right now, actually all of the blue teams right now, are actually in the middle lane trying to take down the spider as fast as possible. And with the spider being at level 1, he will be easily taken down. But they can't stop here because there are actually 2 more spiders on both lanes. The spider on the bottom lane and Falstein will actually be trying the best to push down the bottom lane, already getting past through the gate. Malfoy comes to try to delay them as much as possible. The spider on the top is already taken down. Nova trying to get out as fast as possible, but she runs into a dead end with blue team's Nova easily getting rid of her. So the red team has no choice but to retreat with 1 hero down. It's a 4v5 situation. They're trying to move away, especially now that the spider on the top lane has been gone. Falsi trying the best to keep pushing with the current spider. Malfoy, being a support, won't be able to do as much damage or take down the spider as fast as possible. But nonetheless, the spider still goes down. Red team now trying to put as much pressure on the middle lane as fast as possible. As much as possible. Nazebo going on low health. Nova trying her best to go for Nazebo, but was spotted by Jaina. Might actually be taken down by Jaina, and Jaina managed to take down the blue team's Nova. So as you can see, when one of the heroes die, they actually drop all their gems right now, and it's up to the allied team heroes to actually try their best to recover the gems lost by the death. Nova almost takes down Hammer, and luckily Hammer manages to escape to safety due to the pressure by Joanna from the back as well. And it seems that the blue team has a huge disadvantage in terms of level. Red team has already unlocked the level 10 talent. Triple tap from the Nova, Avatar, from Muradin, Hinterland Blast, Garun Trap, Huge Giant, and Water Elemental. And now it seems to be a clash of Malfoy's Roots actually hit Falsi. Falsi had no choice but to barrel out of the way. Muradin actually doing a very good job zoning heroes out, drawing fire away from the damage-hitting heroes like Nazebo and Nova. And Falsi, who is about to die, but thanks to Red Team's Muradin, Falsi will be able to jump to safety. Muradin jumping right into enemy team, hating the blue team's Nova. Nova trying to best to get to safety, but is taken down by the red team's Nova as well. So this is the Garun time from Nazebo. It basically spawns a huge gigantic boss-like character who will actually be dealing a lot of damage in AoE. And this is not Red Team Muradin trying to bash triple taps, or Red Team kills the enemy. Tigers, trying his best. Well, blue team is in a very bad position with almost 0 damage dealers except from Sergeant Hammer, who is highly dependent on its location. But the blue team did manage to turn in 50 gems. Spiders are coming down for the blue team, and the red team has to try to defend. And the red team is doing a very good job in defending, with the top spider already going down, the bottom blue spider is actually trying his best to push down the fort, while the middle spider has already been taken down as fast as possible. And red team's Foul Seed actually gets taken down by a good triple tap and a good tag team combination from both blue team's Joanna and blue team's Nova. And there's going to be a huge ignition. Muradin coming down. Muradin shaking off as much damage as he can. Overkill by Tigers, not dealing anything. But however, red team's Jaina, it won't be actually taken down. Muradin won't be able to save her. And there's going to be a huge push right now by the bottom lane blue team. Red team's Nova coming in dangerously close. It is possible to actually see. Muradin tried his best to run away from Nova's triple tap. Easily dodged it because the tower actually was blocking the blue team's Nova's line of vision, and Muradin will be able to jump out to safety. Red team's Nova still hanging around, trying to find an opportunity to snipe one of the blue team's heroes. But with the blue team's heroes being together and with high amount of HP, it's best that red team's Nova actually doesn't disappear right now. Red team Muradin jumps in with red team's Foul Seed, tries his best to take down the hero. Blue team Joanna being attacked, trying to zone the red team out, and successfully does that. And red team delays their onslaught while the blue team retreats. So let's look at blue team's heroic talents right now. We have Tranquility from Valkyrion, Odin for Tigers, Triple Tap from Nova, Blessed Shield from Joanna, and now from Strike for Sergeant Hammer. So right now Joanna is moving in dangerously close. She's overcommitting. She's trying to take down 4 heroes at once. Nova trying her best to give her support, but Nova will be taken down very quickly. Muradin trying his best to get rid of Nova. Valkyrion comes in trying to save Nova. Muradin still trying to jump to his Nova. River Water Elemental from Jaina. Muradin now retreating, knowing that it's overcommitted. But Sergeant Hammer comes in, sandwiching the red team from both sides. Valkyrion manages to barrel roll to safety, and it seems that the blue team's Tigers has been taken down by Nazebo. Nazebo almost dying, but manages to escape to safety thanks to his Gargantuan. Red team now knowing that they have very low HP, trying his best to retreat. Foul Seed already retreating in a very safe distance, halting back. So it seems like blue team has got a red team advantage. It seems most likely because that the blue team has the support and were able to keep the tank alive longer than usual. So blue team is also leading in the gem race with 47 gems and red team with 15 gems, and it seems that blue team might be the first to actually get a gem, but Muradin has actually 20 gems and all he has to do is to turn it in, and red team will be in a huge advantage from the blue team. Muradin actually doing a very good job and taking down the blue team's Nova and in the process. Sergeant Hammer in a very precarious situation, might be sandwiched by both Muradin and Nova, but manages to get out of the way. And Valkyrion's attacking route actually hits the enemy Foul Seed with Jaina in very low life, but Valkyrion actually gets taken down despite turning on his ultimate, which does AoE heal. So it seems like red team will be able to turn in a huge amount of gems, 22 gems from Muradin, and the rest of the gems being turned in by the red team's Nova. And so the web weavers are coming down. Red team will be actually allowing the web weavers to come in to push. Jaina in a very precarious situation, using her ice block, trying to defend herself, but will be taken down. But without taking down Joanna as well. Red team 0 in a very low HP. Red team's Nazebo gets taken down. Muradin tries his best, trying to move in because of this is dealing. The Odin from Tigers is dealing so much damage, managing to take down at least 2 heroes. The red team has no choice but to retreat and trying to defend their forts from the spider's onslaught as well. So it looks like I made a mistake. It wasn't the red team's web weavers, it's actually the blue team's web weavers who actually came in. So pretty good job. Nova trying the best to delay the push, but won't be able to do much because her pushing capabilities aren't that strong. Muradin already taking down the bottom lane spider. Red team's Foul Seed trying his best to defend the top lane from the blue team's spider, and was able to successfully do that with his high DPS. Blue team's Valkyrion has been taken down, and it seems that blue team won't be able to engage very effectively right now without the Valkyrion team. And knowing that, blue team actually manages does a retreat and tries his best Nova trying his best to take down the enemy team's Nova, and successfully does. But in the process, gets taken down by the red team's Muradin. Joanna and Tychus doing covering fire, retreating while ensuring that there's no more casualties. Tychus shooting, providing covering fire as well, retreating, using his grenade, with Sergeant Hammer trying his best to take down Falsi, but will be taken down as well. Tychus manages to overkill Falsi, killing it in the process, while Joanna tries his best to zone out the enemies, using the Blessed Shield to stop any further onslaught. Tychus going for Odin again, killing everyone in a straight line, but Joanna is actually taken down. Melfruam comes to the rescue, healing Joanna and manages to Muradin. Muradin trying his best to retreat right now. Muradin at very low HP, but manages to jump to safety. And blue team, knowing this, they actually return. And it seems like the red Reavers have been released right now, with the gems being turned in. The rear have 3 spiders pushing from the top, middle and bottom lane. And the blue team tries its best to defend from the red spiders. 3 heroes from the middle lane trying his best to deal as much damage to the spiders as possible. Nazebo from the top, from the red team, trying his best to push with the spiders as much as possible. Trying to down the blue team's top fort. Jaina going with the bottom web weaver, trying to take down the blue team's bottom fort. And see that the blue team has already rotated the top, trying to take down the hero. Ruad is doing a very good job, trying his best to actually zone out for the blue team and allowing their ranged heroes like Nazebo trying to take down the blue team as much as possible. And Jaina and Falsi doing a very good job, trying his best to push to the spiders. There is actually no blue team defense other than Tychus, who's trying his best to frag them out with the grenade. But the spiders will be able to do significant amount of damage, especially with the DPS abilities from both Jaina and Falsi. Blue team, knowing this, already is rotating from the top lane, trying to go to the bottom lane, trying his best to sandwich the red team's heroes. Knowing this, sensing this, the red team actually halved out of them, allowing them to actually deal a lot of damage to the gates of the blue team's bottom lane and managing to get out safely without any casualties. So now we are at a stalemate, and we can see that both blue team and red team are trying their best to capture the siege mercenaries, while it's more like playing chess right now. And now we can look at the talents right now. We can see, I've not been talking a lot about talents because there's so much happening going on the map, but Furon has a pretty standard healing build. Tychus has a pretty standard overkill build. They're not really going for the nade Tychus, but going more for the DPS overkill Tychus. We have Nova trying to increase her ability, snipe power. We have Joanna trying his best to deal as much damage as he can with battle momentum, burning rage, and the blessed hammer. And we have Tychus going more a bit of the tanker build, mixed hybrid tanker DPS build with giant killer, first aid, regeneration master, increases basic attack range, and moving in a siege mode. Red team's Nova with a snipe, with an venom, which is interesting. We have anti-armor shell, which is normal triple tap instead of the precision strike, decoy, and the double fake. We have Muradin going more for the tanker build with an increased amount of HP regeneration from both the stone form and the third wind, battle momentum, and avatar. And red team trying to engage. Falsi gets taken down. A very good route by the blue team's Melfuron manages to capture the red team's Muradin. But Muradin will be able to jump to safety with his avatar and increase health. Blue team trying his best to put as much pressure. Melfuron and Tango hits again with Muradin actually getting hit. But Muradin, being the tank that he is, manages to just simply walk out of safety. And so we have a pretty standard build from Falsi as well, dealing a lot, emphasizing a lot on his hammer. We have Nazebo going another standard build, and Jaina going for the normal increased radius, increased damage from the frostbite and water elemental, ice block, and northern exposure. And Red Team's Muradin finds himself in a very bad situation, but in the end manages to jump out of safety. Red Team's Muradin actually playing a very good game, managing to actually engage the enemy, pushing the enemy away from their main damage dealers like Jaina and Nazebo and Nova, and still not able to die despite facing so many teams. And Muradin jumps in, goes straight for Hammer. Nazebo trapping Hammer right there. Hammer has a problem staying alive and is taken down by the Red Team's Nova. Blue team has no choice and about to retreat. And now Red team is trying to deal as much damage as they can to the middle fort, or not exactly. They now start to turn in their gems, and with the Nazebo turning in their gems, it seems that the Red team will be able to summon their web weavers. Nova trying his best to take down the enemy's Falsi, doesn't wrong triple tap, deals Nova, but drops both red team's Falcine and Nova to very low HP. Jaina putting down Water and Melon, so trying to take down Joanna. Joanna has no choice but to retreat. Valkyrie keeping Joanna alive as much as possible with the reroll. And it seems that red team will be able to put out a very strong offensive presence on the middle lane. Tigers moving in with his Odin, trying to take down as much as possible with his huge AoE burst damage. And red team Nova coming from behind, trying his best to deal as much damage as he can from behind. Red team did manage to take down the middle lane with very little casualties. Nova trying his best to take down the enemy Tigers and manages to, and even survives with minimal amount of HP, huffing out. And blue team has 2 casualties with a red team casualty of Jaina. But red team did manage to take down the middle spider, but the bottom spiders of both the red team is actually dealing huge amount of damage to the fort. And see, this is a very bad situation for the blue team because red team now has pushed in a lot with the spiders and has also hit level 20, unlocking the level 20 talent for the red team. Level 20 talents for the red team include fast reload, a huge advantage if a Nova actually manages to kill people with his triple tap. It resets if he actually kills someone. Muradin going for the hardened shield, Falsi increasing its attack speed and range, Gazebo and Jaina going for the Water Storm, a very good offensive and defensive move. And it seems that it's going to be a clash for the siege. The Bruiser Mercenary, blue team's Valkyria gets taken down. And blue team is in a very bad situation right now. There is 2 versus 4 heroes. Blue team has no choice but to retreat. And red team, even though will be taking the Bruiser camp of the blue team, but putting in a further presence for the team in both the lanes as well. Blue team's Joanna trying to go in, tries to capture Falsi for Tigers, but Falsi manages to barrel roll out of safety. Gazebo, Muradin and Falsi tries his best to move in with the Bruiser camp, using Bruiser camp to tank the tower. They actually trying to deal a lot of damage to the tower. Joanna trying best to make sure that it's trying to take down Falsi, but Falsi still manages to barrel roll out of safety. It is a very versatile hero indeed. Blue team's Sergeant Hammer trying his best to deal as much damage as he can in the siege mode. Falsi already using his ultimate, trying to do damage but to no avail. Red team, we are actually in a very bad position right now with very low health. Easy won't be taken out by the Tigers if he actually moves in itself. But Tigers actually in a very low HP, has to retreat, no choice. Red team's fort, blue team's fort has actually been destroyed by the siege unit from the top lane, and it actually seems that blue team is going to be in a very huge disadvantage. Red team, you can see red team is now waiting for the boss to appear out, trying his best to get the boss so they can do further damage to the top fort as seen as just now. So the red team is actually hesitating because they are actually on very low health. Once the blue team realizes that they are not in the lane, they will actually go to the boss and they might actually even experience a team wipe right here and right there. So red team, this is being very conservative, wondering where to go for the boss. They're already trying to find out the position of the blue team before they actually go in. Blue team are actually turning the gems and will be able to summon their web weavers right now. And with the web weavers coming down, they can actually see that the boss actually disappears, because when the web weavers come in, all mercenary camps are actually disabled for a short period of time. So this is a very good opportunity for the blue team to start pushing right now. As you can see, 4 of the blue team's heroes are in the middle lane trying their best to push in. Red team trying their best to defend, with Muradin still on the front line doing a very good job zoning everything down. But with the blue team actually hitting level 20, increasing the amount of DPS, Muradin will be in a bit of a pickle and has to jump out of safety. Red team's Nova trying his best to try to snipe down heroes as usual, and will be able to. Blue team's Nova actually looking different. Saw wrongly and tried to triple tap one of the red team's Nova's illusion. So the blue team's middle web weaver has already been taken down. Falsi getting caught by Malfurion's entangle and is being taken down by the blue team Joanna. Joanna surviving herself with a shield and will be taken down then easily. Malfurion turning on his ultimate, healing Joanna as much as possible, and Joanna is almost near full life now. Muradin coming from the top, but will be quickly weakened by Tiger's Odin, which allows him to retreat. And blue team Joanna will be taken down with a huge amount of burst damage from both Zebo and Jaina. So blue team has their web weavers from the bottom, still pushing in as much as possible, already taking down the gate, but won't be able to do any more damage from that. So blue team wasted a very good opportunity for a push, and they have no choice but to retreat, because red team actually playing very well with the zoning from Muradin and the DPS, the joint DPS from Nazeebo, Falsi and Jaina, despite having no support. Blue team trying to go for the bottom siege camp, but hesitating a bit, not knowing where red team is, but still in the end, still goes for the siege camp nonetheless. Red team now eyeing the boss, knowing that the blue team has one hero down, will take some time to collect the boss, and quickly try to defend the DPS the boss down as fast as possible. And when red team did manage to get rid of the boss, they will be able to bring the boss on their side, and the boss will end up pushing. This will spell disaster for the blue team, with the boss pushing a really empty lane, and the boss will have no choice but to go for the core. Blue team is in huge trouble with the red team actually managing to capturing the boss. Blue team knows that they have to defend. They are rushing back to the core to defend from the boss as much as possible. The red team pushing with the boss. This could very well spell the end for the red team. And blue team's Joanna, Hammer, Tigers all moving in, providing covering fire, trying to deal as much damage to the boss as much as possible. But the boss is almost unfazed, still pushing into the core. The core is being under siege. This will very well spell the end for the blue team. Tiger going for the Odin. Nova trying to best to take down the Malfura. Malfura turns on his healing. Falsi going for the hinterland blast. Misses and doesn't really take down Malfura. Joanna going on very low HP, trying to take down the boss as much as possible. Nova manages to take down the enemy Nazeebo, and also manages to take down the enemy Jaina. Nova doing, in the blue team doing a very good job. Running as usual, trying to zone on the enemy hero. They're trying to DPS down the boss as fast as possible. Blue team Nova gets taken down, then the boss manages to get taken down. Running a very low life will be taken down by the enemy, by the blue team Joanna. Joanna using an awesome Blessed Shield stun, taking out 4 of the heroes and manages to wipe out the entire red team. The red team is now dominated. This is a huge opportunity for the blue team to do a crazy comeback. With the siege golems already going from the bottom lane, the red team towers is actually open. The blue team sensing this opportunity, rushing back down to the bottom lane, trying to deal as much damage to the tower. The red team has around 20 seconds before they come out. The blue team has a 20-second window of opportunity before anything happens. Are they going to push the middle keep? No, they are not. They shouldn't push the middle keep. They should be going for the bottom keep, bottom lane, and trying to down the tower as fast as possible. Red team's core already on 55% HP versus the blue team 39% HP. Joanna reaching first with the Sergeant Hammer, with the Siege Golem, with the Malfura, downing the red team's core. Red team trying to defend it with an awesome entangling root, and red team's tower core has actually been destroyed. It's a very awesome comeback, a very close match with another 39% health, with a 0% health of the core. This is a very, very close match, and the blue team managed to come out victorious. So I hope that you enjoyed this this stream, and I hope that you can come back and support more of my streams. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you again.